Hey guys, this is Netta with Inner Peace with Netta, and welcome to this channel. On today's video, I will be giving you 12 tips for spiritual growth and your emotional maturity. Because as you grow spiritually, you're growing emotionally, your personal development, like every aspect of humanness, is part of our spiritual growth. From our family life, our career, our health, that's all part of your spiritual growth. Okay? So, tip number 1. No one's going to save you. Point blank period. ... Exclamation point. No. All jokes aside, you must be your own hero. You have to stand on the front line of your own life. I had to learn this. It was just something that I had to learn. I didn't even realize I wasn't on the front line of my life. I was trying to be responsible. I thought I was being responsible for my own life, but I was trying to be responsible for my life, other people's life. I didn't even understand what self-care was, self-love. I thought I was responsible for other people's emotions, actions, just trying to make myself be a good person. And it was a burden that I was carrying, and it was my fault, and yeah. I was being an enabler. It was building codependency. And it was just attracting people into my life that didn't need to be in my life, and they taught me lessons where I was giving my power away, I wasn't controlling my life like I thought I was. And it was just a lot of things I had to undo, get rid of all these things that inhibited me and just caused chains and cycles and habits. And I had to learn to own my life, take care of myself, be on the front end, be on the front line of my life, and know that no one is going to save me, and I had to be my own hero. And that's it. Not my parents, not no family, not no friends, not no person in a romantic relationship, not a friend, nothing, not a career, nothing. I had to make the plan, and I had to take the first step, and I had to be the director. I had to steer that ship. I had to drive. So, and that's part of having that emotional maturity, because that's just part of growth. We're gonna go through stuff in our lives. And the second one is awareness. I had to be aware to understand. I felt like maybe that should have been number 1. You have to have self-awareness to have emotional maturity and growth, because you got to know where, you got to be aware of your emotions, point blank. You have to be aware of your emotions. Suppressing and repressing your emotions is emotional maturity. Immaturity is not maturity. Pretending that you don't have any emotions so that you don't feel is a form of avoidance and escapism. And you won't be able to have a honest, truthful, mature conversation with yourself and others. And you won't be able to really hear what other people are saying when they're expressing themselves, because you don't hear yourself when you don't hear or feel your emotions. So you're not going to be able to understand others. self-awareness. And that's where your power, your personal power lies. Being in the moment and being present. This for me, I grew up in a household where, you know, I don't think we were really ever present. If we were talking about something, it always went into the past. It was just a habit that I picked up, and when I got older, it was just like, you know, meeting people where they're like, no, I'm talking about right now in this moment, and then I would be like, no, but you said then, but no, we're talking about now. Like, you have to be present now. I'm not talking about then. You know, yeah, for a long time, I wasn't present. I didn't even understand what the hell present meant. No, I understood what presence. I knew what presence was, but I never knew that I wasn't present. And, you know, just being young and just remembering, like, my younger relationships, being a young teen and having arguments, you know, and even in my early 20s, having arguments with my exes, or, you know, or just like friendships, and it's like, no, you said this, and it's just like, nah, you not present, homie. And even the people I was in a relationship with, it was like, we all went back to our past, you know. A lot of times we get triggered, and it's like, well, I feel like this because my parents made me feel like this, or my ex, or this and that, and that's why, and you're doing the same thing. No. That's not being present. You're triggered by that past thing, but that person in the present moment is not doing the same thing. Okay, now, I'm not going to even go into that. I mean, yeah, we have red flags. It may be familiar to you. And you may, you know, your inner being may be like, hey, watch out for that. But they're not doing the same exact thing. But you got to know how to respond and not react in the same way, because you're not in the past. You're in the present. So you got to respond differently. Number 4. So the next 4 tips I'm going to give y'all is actually from Don Miguel Ruiz, okay, and his 4 agreements. So the first one is, that I wrote down on my paper, not in his book, is don't make assumptions. In any relationship, you cannot make assumptions. You think you know, but you have no idea. I think that was MTV, right? Or VH1. One of those. Anyway, but you think you know, but you have no idea. So you can't make assumptions. That's why you ask questions. Why? And I had to learn that too. Don't make assumptions. So once I learned that, I ask questions. And when people be like, why you ask all the questions? Because I'm not making no assumptions, and I want to know. Why you always have to know? Because I want to. If I have a question for a person who wasn't vocal, I got all the questions in the world. I'm not scared to ask no question at all. What's going on? What's up? Or why? Are you okay? And I'm not going to ask it in any disrespectful way, or or any way to berate, or I won't make a statement and then act like it's a question. No. I will ask you questions. If I want to know something, if you don't want to tell me, then that's fine. But I will ask a question instead of assuming. You just got to be bold in this life, and that's what I learned. You want to know something, ask it. You know, it can't be like one of those people in the back of the class that want to know something you like this, or You just looking around like, oh, maybe somebody gonna ask that question. And what the hell if they don't? Ask the question. Don't make assumptions, because when you make assumptions, it gets sticky, icky. And your assumption may be totally out the rules are. And sometimes your assumptions can be hella disrespectful. So you might as well just ask like, hey, emotional maturity. The second one is don't take anything personal. It's just one of them days. So listen to Monica. Don't take it personal. Don't take anything personal in this life. Like, I know that's really easier said than done, because there's some people out here who be trying to shade and do dirty stuff, but it's nothing. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Somebody really trying to harm you, shade you, and just make you feel your worst. It's because they want you to feel like they feel, la 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 la. And yeah, ain't nothing personal. They call you ugly, you not ugly. They just feel ugly. They talk about you look raggedy. Ask them when, where, and what time. So, don't take it personal. And it can be hard, especially in a moment, to where somebody may say something to you and you're like, what? It's just, but as you grow mature, you emotionally mature, because in every setting you can't, no. And I just feel like as you emotionally mature, you'll be able to respond evenly no matter where you are. Don't take it personal. Somebody say something crazy to you. Learn some tools on how to respond. Ask them some real challenging questions like, okay, so what made you think that? Or what made you think that about me? And who told you? You really think that about yourself? Also, somebody would say, oh, you're ugly, or so that's how you really feel about yourself. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way about yourself. I'm very confident in who I am. I'm sorry you feel that way about yourself, or you feel that way about me, but have a nice day. And I'm just giving a simple. And then it can be something where someone is not trying to offend you, and you may take offense to it. Then you gotta ask yourself. So don't take things personally, especially when people trying to offend you, things like that. It has everything to do with them. And that's it. The next one, be impeccable with your words. So, speak with integrity and from your character. All that gossiping, shading, hating, it will come from within you, and it shows. It shows. It makes people really truly believe beauty is just on the outside. It's on the inside. Because I've seen some beautiful people aesthetically, and they are nasty on the inside. And I'm not out here comparing people aesthetics, but it doesn't matter what you look like. It's about what's inside, yeah. If you ugly on the inside, you ugly on the outside. That's just me personally. Like, it makes you look ugly on the outside. It's nothing cool about that, So be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Make sure your words aren't harming people. And, just make sure you're not berating anyone. Even if you're being assertive and you telling people, you letting them know, like, this is what it is, but you could be impeccable with your words, right? It's millions of different languages and words that we can use. So be impeccable. Always do your best. Yeah, just always do your best. I feel like we all probably can struggle with this. Don't beat yourself up, but always do your best. Do the best for you and whatever responsibility that you have, okay? Active listening. Listen with not only your ears, but your eyes. Listen with your body and energetically as well. Just listen. And active listening helps you with listening to your spirit as well. I made a video about that. But actively listening and not listening to respond. Okay? Taking responsibilities of your thoughts, emotions, and your actions. No one else is responsible for how we think, how we feel, and how we act. Break your inhibitions in your cycles. Okay? So whatever's toxic to you, that's your responsibility. Okay? And that helps with your emotional growth as well. Don't avoid uncomfortable situations. Okay? I feel like that helps your emotional growth as well. I used to be avoidant to certain things because I just didn't have, I don't know what it was. I just was not feeling like dealing with certain people. But then it was just like, no, you got to get up in there and you got to fight. You got to fight. And I'm not talking about physically. Like, you have to fight for your life. You have to, like, really fight for what you love, to be loved, to be respected, if it's necessary. Assertiveness. But when somebody's really trying to berate you and tear you down, you need to put them in their place, and not by doing it with the same actions that they have been doing to you, but you can check it constructively. Okay? So don't be scared to rock the boat. Don't be scared to rock the boat. Somebody do something that you don't like, speak up. Speak up, stand tall. And I've learned that as well. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. And maybe sometimes somebody will help you, but that person ain't gonna always be there. So stand up for yourself. Don't take no crap from nobody. And don't be scared of anybody. Don't take no crap from anyone. And don't be scared of anyone. You don't have to act like them. But be the better person, but stand up for yourself. And being a better person is standing up for yourself. Don't take no crap. Don't take no crap from no one. Okay? Not even from yourself. Be confident. I know we have highs and lows. Be confident. Next one is be decisive. Don't waver back and forth. No, be confident in your decisions and be decisive. And sometimes some of our decisions won't be the best, and we'll have to learn from them. But don't worry about making a mistake. Just be decisive on it. And if in that moment you feel like that is best for you at that time and in that moment, and as for your highest good, then be decisive and own it. And own it. I used to be scared of, oh, what if I make the mistake or whatever. Yo, the universe has got your back all the way. You'll just learn a lesson. But don't think that it's going to be some painstaking lesson. No. Let me tell you something. People respect you more when you're more decisive. And even if it's something that didn't, like I said, it wasn't the best decision, but if you stepped by it and you was confident with it, then guess what? You owned it. You owned it. And when you own it, people have nothing, no one, the only thing people can do is respect you for it. And that's it. Okay? So own Own your stuff and be decisive and stand by it. Okay? Be open to constructive criticism. Okay? Constructive. Not people who berate you and hate you. But be open to constructive criticism and that feedback. Because it helps you grow. I used to be a person, because I was so triggered by criticism, because I was so very self-critical, and I never really understood the constructive criticism. I always, just the hate, just not having the proper constructive criticism. It was just always, it wasn't uplifting. I feel like constructive criticism, maybe for a moment, you may feel like, oh, but when you really take it in and you be honest with yourself, it actually makes you grow, and it empowers you to be better. If someone is tearing down your self-esteem, then that is not the person to get constructive criticism from. Constructive criticism is supposed to turn around and empower you to be better. Constructive, not berating. Know the difference, and make sure when you give out criticism, if someone asks you for constructive criticism, that is constructive as well. Silence is golden when you don't have nothing constructive to talk about or say. Okay? It's okay to be quiet and just be observant. Silence is golden. Because sometimes when you're silent, you'll get your answer. People just talk. Be silent. Walk your talk. This was one I had to get on to. Walking my talk. Walk your talk. Because that shows the sign of your integrity and character as well. And last but not least, mind your business. Mind your business. You are your business. Okay? You are the LLC, sole proprietorship. I don't care if you are a nonprofit, that is still a business. I don't care if you are a corporation. Well, really, you really won't need a nonprofit for yourself, because there's a founder, and then you need other people. So, and even with a corporation, but you can start a corporation on your own. So you know what I mean. You are the LLC. You are the CEO of your life. You are the corporation. You are the sole proprietorship. Okay, so drive your ship and mind your business. Don't talk too much. Don't ask. Don't give advice if it wasn't asked. Don't gossip. Don't be in other people's stuff. Mind your business so that your mind don't be elsewhere. When you mind everybody else's stuff, that's where you get all muddled in your mind, and you don't have no clarity. Why? Because you're in everybody else's stuff. Be responsible for you and mind your business. Really, mind your business. Mind you and what you're doing. If I heard anything from back in the day, mind your business, I will keep that one. Mind your business. It's no reason for you to be sneak, creeping, ear hustling. If it don't pertain to you, mind your business. And you will be happy. And when somebody's trying to bring you somebody else's business, tell them, I'm minding my business. Maybe you should too. No, don't tell them that. Just be like, yeah, I'm minding my business. I don't want to hear it. That's it. And that's all for today. But that's the video. Like, with spiritual growth, it's not all about just the spiritual texts or some crystals and sage, sensei, palo, and just your ritual. It's about your emotional maturity as well. Like, what is all your rituals and your praying, your spiritual texts, and you're doing all of this altar work, and when you're listening to your spirit guides and the advice that they are giving you, like, where's your growth at? You know, like, you really got to ask yourself those questions. Like, where's the growth coming in that spiritual practice? Is it still serving you? Where's, you know, how are you growing on a personal level? It's all about your spiritual growth. And that ties into each aspect of your life. So, thank you guys. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Peace.